Today marks 376 days share lessons I learn and continue to learn with you. My hope these insights will inspire you, support your dreams, help achieve your goals, and really empower you to become the person that you want to become. Today I speak about quitting, and specifically, why do people quit? I think that the first thing I want to mention that people don't quit because they're weak, they are lacking strength, they are lazy. They're not because not they are lazy. I think that people quit because they just do not have clarity. I think this is the main reason why people quit. I truly believe that's one of the main reasons why people quit because people do not have clarity on what exactly do they want and what exactly they do not want. Because when you have clarity what you really, really, truly want, you will not quit on that. But now, when you really start guessing, is that something that I really want or not? At that moment, that thought, that doubt, should I should I want it, should I not? At that moment, people potentially could quit. But you have a clarity, full clarity, that this is exactly what you want, and you know exactly why you want it. I think at that moment you're able to really persevere during tough days because you know that no matter what's going on in your life, this is exactly what you really want. This is your full alignment. I think that's when I was thinking about live design and I was thinking about my life and thinking about my YouTube channel and I uploading every single day and I'm able to upload just because I know truly to myself that I better fail at attempting something that I truly want rather than just keep doing the things that I potentially feel comfortable to do. I think that's exactly what every single person potentially missing. If a person is not consistent, I think that the first thing what you look for is clarity. So today I will a little bit probably share a couple things what we need to know about quitting and really how to find that clarity that we need to really make sure that we do not quit on the right things because there is other things that we need to quit on. So number one, define your North Star. So this is exam clarity. Clarity, clarity, clarity. What's that North Star? North Star is a beautiful thing because that means if you get lost, you just start looking back. Where is that my North Star? So that means that when you have that North Star that's far, far away, and you're pursuing your goals, you're pursuing that vision, that North Star. It might be that your purpose for the season, for short term, it might be that start to really derail you from the North Star, and I start to realize, oh wow, I'm not going to closer to the North Star. I'm going even farther away or sideways. So where is that my North Star? Well, how I need to adjust my path so could really my short-term goals, long-term goals, and even short-term goals, mid-term and long-term goals could be aligned towards that North Star. Because I think the beautiful thing is that when you really look into the past, we need to quit on our path, not on our North Star. So, but again, we need to spend some time to understand what the North Star. So that means we're quitting on the paths, but not the North Star. Unfortunately, is that people have North Star, but they do not understand that there's North Star. They think that this is just a wish, that is a small goal, and they quit on that North Star. And that's why clarity is so important to understand: is this a North Star or is it just a small wish? Because it might be that you said, okay, this is my North Star, but when you really think about it, you realize that there's no emotional attachment, there is no logical attachment, there's no why, there's no reason behind it, there's no you find that there's no reason to fight for it because a North Star is supposed to be something that you're really willing to fight for, and everyone needs to really define that and work for it. I really understand what is fulfilling for every single person. Number two that I think is very, very important is that get ruthlessly specific. I think that's again this is one of the things that really stops people from being successful is that saying that I want to be successful. Successful people don't say I want to be successful. They say that I want to achieve this and this and this specific things be based on that, based on information. So that means if I want to be successful, so what in what way do you want to be successful? It could be that I want to be successful is a first great first step, but not the 8, 9, 10 step where you actually get specific at what thing do you want to get successful? At what thing? And how fast you want to get there. Now, of course, after you get into some expert level, you're able to say like how far could I go? Not how fast, but how far. to change its questions. But the beginning, that's where we need to start. We need to start to get very, very um, specific about your goals. And clarity loves specificity, because that means that the more specific, the more clarity you have about your life. Sorry. Number three, reconnect with your inner drive. And I said that every North Star needs to have that inner peace, inner drive. That means that when you're pursuing North Star, that inner drive, that's the pursuit of meaning, the pursuit of purpose, the pursuit of something bigger than yourself, really allows to go through yourself to really achieve success. When you pursue something bigger than yourself, that allows to really die inside, to really to reborn as a new person. Because I really love the saying that the vision that you have set for yourself needs to be bigger than you. The bigger than you that you are right now. It is from two perspectives. One is that means that you need a team. Another thing is that it says that you're too small with your skill sets, with your mindset, with your perspectives, with your strengths and with weaknesses. You are too small to achieve that vision. So what it means, that means that's uplifting thing that says that you are capable of so much more. But you will need to develop, you need to grow, you need to evolve, you need to transform yourself to really be able to be the person who is able to achieve this vision. It's so uplifting to understand that no matter how much you grow, be able to transform, evolve, to get better. Every single person has free will to really do that, to make the decision, and to reconnect with that inner drive and really see what energizes and what energizes you even and you're able to do when you feel tired. Because I know there's some things that I love to do. I love to do and I could do every single day, no matter how I feel. And I think every single person needs to understand what are those things that you're able to do that energize you and you can do even when you're tired. Number four, I think that write it down and revisit weekly is one of the essential parts of having the North Star. Because sometimes when we going through the motions, the North Star could get lost. And being able to have in front of you, always reminding you that this is your North Star, this is what you're supposed to look, this is where you're supposed to look if your daily activities actually align. Because what happens if you do not revisit it weekly, including myself? I get lost in all those motions. But when you really start writing down and revisit weekly, you start to ask questions, better questions. Is this activity actually supporting my short term goal that doesn't align with my long term vision? Or is this short term goal aligning with that long term vision of mine? And when you're able to make those choices, that means that we're able to save cognitive power because every single decision that we make, taking away energy. And the more energy we use on decisions that doesn't serve us, the less energy we have to really make decisions that really add tremendous value to us. So that being able to really make those early decisions based on writing down, understanding yourself very well, and that this decision making process improves significantly. I think at that moment we're able to really move faster towards our vision, that North Star. The last one, number five, adjust with life, not don't abandon it. So this North Star, it might be that at the moment it's just very, very hard to pursue that. Look into like health, finances, relationships, like so many different things could potentially slow us down, like a family. There's so many things that could potentially pull you away from the North Star. That means that sometimes I say like, I would love to allocate 5 hours, 10 hours towards my North Star, towards my vision. But life sometimes is not that easy, and sometimes life is sending you curveballs, and you're not able to have allocated those 5 hours. So what you will do? You will say that, "Oh, I'm not able to allocate those 5 hours a day to the dream that I want, so I will not work on it at all," or say like, "What I'm able to do right now, 5, 10, 15 minutes." So that means what we do, we adjust with life, not abandon our true desire, true North Star, because sometimes it's hard. I don't say that it's easy. But I think I say that it's worth it. It's worth it to really look into where is in your day something that you're able to adjust. Just to find 5, 10, 15 minutes that you can really move even an inch forward. That's why one of my favorite quotes are, if you're not able to fly, then run. If you're not able to run, then walk. If you're not able to walk, then crawl. Just keep moving forward. And I think that's exactly beautiful, beautiful, beautiful quote regarding your life, regarding your North Star. If you need to crawl to North Star, just keep doing that. Just keep doing, because at some point, from crawling, you'll be able to start walking. From walking, you'll start being able to run. And at some point, you will be able to fly towards that North Star if you never quit. But again, this is the most important part, having clarity. What is that North Star? And I think that there's three layers that I want to really mention that I think that really stops us from having the clarity is that first is noise overload. Sometimes there's so much noise around us. That means sometimes even we put ourselves in that noise. We use phone for scrolling. We look at other people, comparing, reacting, and I think that that's absorbing so much opinion, so much information. Sometimes really takes away the energy that we need to spend with ourselves to understand where the true north is. So sometimes it's hard to really understand between that noise what is true information, what is true for you specifically. And I think that one of the best advices that always successful people mention is that really being clarity requires quiet time. So being able to give yourself a week, a day, a month without any social media, without any advice, without any input, and really say that I have a lot of input in my head. I already reviewed so much information. I'm able to really just sit down and reflect on all the information that already came into my life and really say that and get understanding of what I already have in my life and where I would love to go from now. I think that's something that's much more important than really look and look and look for information. Look for some kind of secret nugget. And I think that secret nugget is being able to sit quietly with yourself and you'll understand what you truly want. Second thing that I want to layer that I think that's very, very important to understand regarding the North Star is identity confusion. And what it means is that sometimes we put so many masks on ourselves that really we forget who we are and who we want to be. Because vision and North Star is always about who you need to become to achieve the North Star, who you need to become. And then again, what happens is that sometimes we have identity, a mask of identity, that we're growing that mask of identity, and we're not really not really growing the true who we are or who we want to be, and we're wasting so much time on identity confusion because true power is building your true authentic you and building your true authentic you to become the person that you need to be. But if you're spending so much time on protecting our mask or developing our mask, that means we're wasting time. And I think that this identity confusion, again, this is one of the most important parts, is sitting down and understanding who I am and who I want to be. And there's a gap, and then work on that gap rather than really trying to truly show that I am someone who I'm not. I'm guilty as well because I used to be a little bit different person in different kind of rooms, and I really needed to realize that. And when I started developing myself, when I started understanding myself, when I started understood why I'm doing that, I think that that's allowed me to really start saying like, okay, let's find out who I truly am and who I truly want to be. Last one that I want to mention is that last layer that about North Star, about the clarity, about quitting is that emotional baggage. Emotional baggage is that what kind of things that really you carry from the past. Because I love the analogy with hiking. That means that if you go for a hike, you in a steep mountain, you want to really have at least the least amount of stuff as possible. And if you have a lot of luggage, it will be very hard to climb the mountain. Exactly same with emotional baggage. And that emotional baggage is so heavy that sometimes we want to quit on our dreams, on that North Star, because it's carrying that baggage is so hard towards that vision. And I think that's, I love the saying that if you want to go up, you need to give up. And sometimes you need to give up the things that is actually sabotaging us. And emotional baggage is sometimes those things. And we're able to say, like, what kind of things, what kind of stories do I tell ourselves? What kind of things that they failed at? And what kind of scars do I carry with myself that potentially is emotional baggage? And I think that that's the beautiful thing when you're able to really say that I will stop carrying that emotional baggage because I know that this North Star is so important. And again, this is a kind of again going back to clarity. When you know that this North Star is that important, you will be willing to work on yourself to remove all the baggages so you can really move faster. If you do not know why, what is the reason behind you wanting to achieve the North Star, if you do not have clarity, sometimes we do not have that desire to really work through, because sometimes emotional baggage and leave that baggage behind will create a lot of pain. And we do not want to go through pain. But if you want to get to the North Star, sometimes they will require a lot of pain and suffering and struggle. Not every single time, but sometimes it will. It will bring some, and being able to like, this North Star is so important. I'm willing to go through good days from bad days, because I think that one of the worst swings in quitting on North Star is that when people make permanent decisions on temporary feelings, when people make permanent decisions on temporary feelings, so that means that they have a experience some kind of suffering for short term, and it's like, because I don't want to feel this suffering again, I will quit on that dream whatsoever. So I hope you to reflect as well, because this is a very important topic. Clarity, because as I said, clarity leads to perseverance. Clarity leads to courage. Clarity leads to something more meaningful and inner peace inside. And that's why it's very important to really build a clarity that we do not quit on something that is important. Because as I mentioned at the beginning, that it's very important to quit on the paths that doesn't lead to the vision, because short-term goals potentially could be not aligning with the vision. But that's why the clarity allows us to really quit on the things that do not matter and stay consistent with the path that is allowing us to go towards our North Star. So I hope you choose to win, and see you tomorrow.